Lloyd and JD, the best fucking podcast in the world. I am Lloyd.
I'm JD.
What's up, man?
Not much, dude. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been super busy, and life
Sometimes
gets in the way.
Sometimes the podcast takes a back seat.
Yeah, but we're still here. And, you always know we come back. I mean,
as we grow as people, we get more and more things to do.
Yeah. It definitely sort of all blended together for me. I had a lot of family this summer that came over, so I mean, it just kind of it was like the hotel.
A nightmare.
No, just a lot of people through. I mean, it's usually just me and Denise, but we had the whole family kind of truck through, and that's over now.
They have kids?
Yeah, 2 kids.
So you had
the first one.
the noise.
My other cousin.
Do you miss the hustle and bustle?
No, man. I like.
See,
the
I
quiet.
relish in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
See, when I have a quiet house, it gives me fucking anxiety.
See, I like it, man.
You know that stagnant noise? You know when you're alone in a room, and it's really quiet,
Yeah.
like right now. That's fucking quiet. Did you that's nothing.
I like that.
That really? It closes my ears in. I feel weird. It makes me it gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I'm always doing things though, right?
But that's so quiet.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
No, if I was alone, I'd have the music on. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I like the quiet.
That'll fucking set you insane, man.
Well, have you ever heard of that quiet room where they put all the foam and the deadeners and it's -10 decibels and all that kind of stuff?
I'd panic.
And you go in there and it's because there is noise. Even when we're quiet here, there's noise.
Is that a form of torture?
Well, apparently, there's some sort. I can't remember what the time was, the maximum time that anybody's ever sent in there, and I guess it gets to the point where you're kind of losing your.
You're
mind
giving me anxiety. My heart rate's going up.
Well, that's the thing. People get in there and it's dead silence to the point that you probably hear your heart dug dug.
Oh God!
But maybe it's because they have how they have the dampeners, so when noise has to bounce back in order for you to hear it. So maybe you don't even hear your heartbeat. It's just
I'm getting,
or you're snapping your fingers and it's dead. And
I think we just found my phobia. I don't
go.
like that at all. Even thinking about that.
If you have a sound safe room, let us know. Lloyd would like to try it out.
Even this room, when we stop.
Yeah.
That's definitely quiet. I can't deal with that. And I like hearing the kid,
Right.
And then
well, I mean, as parents, you always hear parents say, it's I knew something was going on because all of a sudden there was silence.
And even growing up, we always lived in a flat in England, and there was a lot of us in it.
Yeah.
And then here, there was a lot of us, and then it got different when we were 18, 19. We all started, we'd all be out of the house or in our rooms, and to be honest with you, it started to give me anxiety. I like having company at the house. I do like there being, there is a limit to fuck me, all right? This is getting cramped. You're pissing me off. But I think that's almost part of it, having disagreements with people because they're in your space is part of having people in your space, in a sense. You know what I mean? It'd be weird if it was just good all the time.
Yeah.
Wanting to get away, I think, gives you that pleasurable feeling when you get away. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's true.
If you're alone all the time, you're just lonely. But then if you got that company all the time and you have that feeling where I want 5 minutes alone, and you go for a walk or something, it makes that 5 minutes so much more peaceful and pleasurable. And then you're back and then you get your hustle and bustle back.
Yeah. Going for a 5-minute walk though, I mean, there's a lot of stimulation if you go, even if you go on a nature walk, there's a lot of stuff to see. And I mean,
I like walking in the woods. We don't do it as much as we should. Especially living in the city, we should walk in the woods more.
City makes it difficult,
But we have Fish Creek right there, so I really have no excuse. We do go there a lot more, I guess, more than a normal person that maybe doesn't live next door.
Yeah.
But, we should do it more. I think it's healthier.
When I used to live across from Fish Creek, I'd go there all the time. Ride the bike and do all sorts of stuff. It's a nice park to have.
Well, my
by.
daughter loves it.
Yeah.
She loves, they
for kids,
see snakes there and all sorts.
Yeah. So my question is, if you hate quiet that much, how are you in the library? Does that drive you a little bit nuts, or is there enough activity going on?
Yeah, I find that's not deadly quiet. I've never been in a library that's that. You know what? I used to hate schools when you're exams.
Oh, in
that's
the auditorium?
Fucking quiet.
Yeah.
And then you get the odd, or a pencil drop, and the pencil drop almost cut through.
Or somebody breaks wind.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's when you're like, then all you can hear in the room is you snickering and then another guy snickering. And then the smell and you're like, whoa. But that noise, I remember that would give me anxiety. They should play music for people or something while they should have a room for people that want to listen to music while they take their exam. I think a lot more clearly sometimes when I have music in. It almost allows me, sometimes I'm not actually listening to music. I seem to like draw back and I don't even realize what song's on at a time and I'm actually thinking within my head.
Yeah. So there's an interesting thing. When I went to university, I used to read a lot of research, and I spent a lot of time in the library because that's what you do at university. And there was a study that showed that how you study and how you prepare for things is how you should do things. So if you're going to drink 2 cups of coffee while you're studying, listen to music, and have the TV on, that when you are doing an exam, you should also drink 2 cups of coffee, have music on, and the television as well. Because when you recall,
smoke lots of dope, play lots of music, and do my homework.
In their theory, yes, because then you're in the same state of mind when you were absorbing the information.
And I agree with that because...
And then when you're trying to recall it, it's easier for you because you're in that same...
I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
The worst thing for me was that the tension. What the fuck? Like, they create it. It's fucked.
Yeah.
It's like... It's some Nazi shit. I'm sorry, but it's fucked. Like if single file walk into a quiet hall, there's like teachers stand in each corner and they walk the aisle with like their hands behind their back to see if anyone's cheating. Like what the fuck, man? Like it's insane.
Test anxiety is a real
But they
thing.
Create that test anxiety.
They absolutely
it's
do.
Fucking insane.
I mean, I don't know if they still do this, but they used to give you that little like sheet, like computer sheet.
Yeah.
That probably got fed into like some giant like room-sized computer
and
with like a little slot. It would mark it, and it's like, please mark inside the dots only, and they'd say, if you accidentally, mark outside, it might mark it wrong, or if you select one answer and change it, make sure it's completely erased.
Yeah.
Sit
there and
so
erase
that
it
gives you anxiety because if you change it, you're like, oh my god, like is that erased enough? And
you're rubbing the paper.
The next thing you're destroying the paper, it's like, was that going to make a mess of it? It's just a big spiral, right? Especially if you're not confident about the material or you have anxiety going in that you're not going to do well. All those things will add up. It's like a giant snowball.
Psycho shit. It really is.
It's like you're not allowed to leave for the bathroom during the test. If you leave, you're failed. And like 2 minutes in, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, and it's like you got to be here at a certain time. Like don't be fucking late, or you can't come back. You know what it should be? It should be like when the plumber comes and he'll be like, yeah, I'll be there from like 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. And you're like, oh sweet, yeah, sweet. I'll just sit around and wait from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You prick. And then he shows up at 6 p.m. and you want to wring his fucking neck out because he's just sat at home all day.
Yeah.
It should be like that. It should be like, hey, we got the exam in this hall. This is the music hall, or there's a quiet room. No one's in there. Just Ned. He's just in there by himself. And then it like show up, it's open from 8 till noon. Show up, do your test. If there's kids in there afternoon, they let them finish up. Then it's done. They allow all the space. What the fuck? Why not? Why is it gonna be so? Everything's.
The thing is they're always paranoid. They're always and I'm sure people would do it. Is that
cheating?
If you because if I'm like, okay, Lloyd, I'm going at 8 o'clock. I'll see you at 9, and I'll let you know exactly what's on that test. At 9 o'clock, you're like, okay.
I guess that would hinder.
And
that.
then it's inflating, certain people's marks, Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day,
it's the whole Nazi thing about it that it's just so regime it's horrible. Yeah. School in that sense, I found, in my opinion, was fucking horrible.
Yeah. Testing, all it does is tell people that you knew something at one point in your life. Like, I mean, if I look at all the tests that I've wrote, if you put a grade 12 math test in front of me, I'd be like,
it's just insane.
Yeah, I don't remember that shit.
To me, this is me on my conspiracy, where we have come as a society to where we're so scared of cheating.
Yeah.
To get ahead in our marks that we've almost lost what we were trying to do in the first place, which was teach and find out what you've learned, which is what a test really is.
Yeah.
It's just to understand what you've learned from me teaching you. If you think about it in a real way, like a real sense, forget that academic, like college degrees and diplomas. The real thing that we're trying to do here is teach our children the past, how we need to act in the present, what science, maths, how, what do you try to evolve them. What do you want to do when you're older? What are you excited about? What gets you going? Teach them sports, teach them. Well, the idea is to open their minds, right? And to help them fall into a place in society that fits them, that they're excited about. And not all kids going to be excited in math, and not all kids going to be excited about science. And somewhere along the line, we've been so wrapped up that, these kids are going to cheat, and then they're going to get good marks, and they're going to go on to a good college. And I don't, and I know cheating's bad, and some kids do it, but some kids don't do it. And I never wanted to cheat. I've never been like, I'm going to steal the cheat sheet, or I've never looked over anyone. It's never, fuck it. I get what I get. And, some kids, maybe they're grown up to be like, I fucking have to get a good mark. Maybe their parents put too much pressure on them. I think it always stems from something else. I don't think it, and I think we're so wrapped up at the end of the day in these marks, in these grades, and the cheating, and did they get these marks on their own, when we should just be worried about what have they learned? What do they want to do when they're older? What excites them and what makes them happy? And in that sense, what have they found out about themselves and so on? But we give none of that anymore. All we do is give anxiety, this complete regime that gives anxiety to children of, you got to do good, don't cheat, but you got to do really good. And then put them in these situations where they're in like a quiet hall and they're just told, okay, tell me what you've learned this year and it better be good. You better get an A. Like, it's fucking insane. It is close to fucking insane, in my opinion. If you really lay it out, what the fuck are we doing to our children, man? Like, poor fucking kids. It should be a creative, fucking good experience, man. We should just be making experience with other children and just learning who we are as fucking people, and what do we want to do in society? What can I give back to society, and what is going to make me fucking happy while I'm doing that? And instead, we're just drilling them. Yeah. And we're just destroying.
I think what you said about, why are kids cheating because they want to achieve certain grades to impress their parents, I think that is a very real thing. And I think as well sometimes that there is so much pressure there that, parents aren't even listening to their kids. It's, maybe you suck at math and maybe the highest you're ever going to get is 70%, or maybe it's not even that high. It should be fine.
You might be a world-renowned gymnast. Yeah. Who knows?
It should be fine. But the thing is a lot of parents are like, no, if you don't get those grades, you're not going to university. And if you don't get to university, you're never going to be an engineer, because I want you to be an engineer, because I want you to be rich.
Yeah. And I feel for some parents, it's embarrassment as well. Yeah. And I even see that go into gymnastics with my daughter. There's some parents there that like get fucking mad when their kid can't do a roly-poly or some shit. And like, just do it like the other kids. Like, it's like, man, chill the fuck out, man. Your kid's going to learn how to roly-poly by the time he's fucking 18. Like, don't worry about it. Like,
or maybe they won't.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of fucking anxiety and stress in this fucking world right now about like fucking our kids becoming like fucking the next Albert fucking Einstein. Yeah. And I just think school has reached like a pinnacle of like fucking, it's useless. Like, kids are coming out of school and they have no fucking clue. They have no idea. Like, they didn't learn shit. Like, I talk to people all the fucking time my age that don't even fucking know what the Civil War was. Like, and I didn't even learn that in England. I learned about English wars, and then I came here and I learned about that.
Yeah, I think the British system is very different from the Canadian system. I went through both as well. I kind of came, like sort of towards the end in high school, and it was just weird to me, that people didn't know Canadian history, which isn't very long to begin with.
Right.
It's like, what, we're going back 100 years? Like, cakewalk. Like,
yeah, sweet. Like, yeah.
I don't have to know, about, the Battle of Hastings or anything like that.
Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. That excited me as a child.
Yeah.
My history class fucking excited me. When we did geography class and we learned about the Amazon, that fucking excited me.
You know what's funny about geography and talking about people not knowing things? You ever see those videos? It's, Jimmy Kimmel will go out and he'll go on the street and he'll be like asking questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm relating to in how people are coming out at the end of this schooling system.
When you're asking like name a country and you give people a global map and say, name a country on there.
Yeah.
And everybody like points to Africa, and it's like, Africa. And it's like, that's a continent, moron.
Yeah.
name a country in Africa. South Africa? Where's that? It's like over here. It's like, no.
And I think that's why homeschooling is becoming so popular these days with a lot of parents, because you can install these things, that creativity and that wonder, you get to keep that. And I feel like the schooling these days kills it.
Yeah.
In the stress and the anxiety that they give children. And even I saw it, like some of the smart kids that are really fighting for the good grades. Like that's not, I was a fucking idiot at school. We all know that. I didn't, but I saw people trying. Like, I'm very smart. I consider myself smart. I'm not fucking dumb. I can get good grades. I just didn't enjoy school. The way that school's set out, I fight authority like that. I think it's fucking ridiculous. Since I was a child, I've been able to see that this is fucking ridiculous. You can't teach a class of 30 children all the same way. It's insanity.
No.
They all learn differently, and they've all got unique things about them. And you see the kids that are trying to get those grades, that are striving. They're fucking stressed, man. Like, or buying like fucking people's fucking ADHD medication and shit because they're fucking want to stay up all night doing their homework. Right. Like, it's fucking insane what we do to them. You know what? If you want to do that in college to kids because you want them, because they're going to be a doctor and you want to fucking do that, because I heard being a doctor is fucking brutal. Like, you're up all night, you're fucking... That's fine, whatever, man. They're above 18. They can make their own decisions whether they want to go through your fucking ridiculous fucking schedule to make a lot of money later on to tell people that they're ill. But our kids in high school don't deserve to go through that sort of it's a fucking degree in high school, man. You're just trying to open their eyes to the world and let them know what they want to do when they're older. This isn't...
Yeah, I mean, there should be some base skills.
Like, lay off, for fuck's sakes. Yeah. Like, I remember being in class and not being allowed to go piss.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking human being. I want to go piss. You're so scared that I'm going to go outside for a cigarette or run around in the halls that you're not going to let me go piss. Our society's so scared that we will fail or do something towards failing or do something out of the ordinary that they don't let us do anything. It's the same with everything.
Yeah.
It stems down to everything. We cannot do anything that society deems maybe unsafe. You might get hurt if you do that. So don't do it.
Yeah. I don't know if homeschooling's the answer, mainly because if your parents don't know that Africa's a continent, chances of you knowing that Africa's not a country, that Africa is a continent and you don't know that and tell your kid it's a country. Parents like that,
you have to sign. That's not what homeschooling is. Homeschooling, you're still following the same curriculum that every kid has to follow through high school. So you're still meeting the exact same grades that everyone else follows, and that curriculum will still be not only given to you by the government, but someone will come in and make sure that that curriculum is being followed up on and your kid is learning. Yeah. So in that sense, you're still got all that information, but then you can add, not only do they do it quicker and they can go out to social clubs and many other sports and activities, they have more time throughout the day to actually do like epic shit. But you, there's a lot of resources for homeschooling now. It's it's grown a lot. So there's places where kids can all go, where there is still teachers if they need to talk to someone that's actually excelling in mathematics, science. There's places that kids can go to get. This is high school level. Obviously the younger grades, a lot of that can be taught at home. At the high school level, there is units where they can go at their own free will to be like, oh, I need to talk to a maths teacher. Dad's maybe not the best at maths. Yeah, he's not helping me so much. This maths guy is going to help me on these equations, blah, blah, blah. And that way, so they have all that available to them, but it leaves it's a more freeing environment with I can manage my time. This is the schoolwork, because believe it or not, the curriculum that we do at school is actually quite small. They just stretch it out over the entire year. Right. You can actually crush it quite quickly, which allows you to do a lot more sports, a lot more activities, especially if you have an athletic child. Now they're getting a range of different sports in, and you're spending less money because you're not paying to put them in school, which you're paying for that, right? You're paying for them to teach them sports. And so, it has its resources now, and it can be a good option for you. Yeah. If you don't agree with the schooling systems.
So that's all we have time for this week.
I'm Lloyd.
I'm JD.
Peace.
See ya.
That was an educational episode.